right, welcome back to No Review Playthrough with again just Ryan today with another unboxing. We finally have the Ashes Reborn Breaker of Fate Deluxe Expansion. So I actually picked this up out of the mail today. I just realized when I got it that it was much bigger. I forgot that it was actually a deluxe expansion, so it does have the deck box and 10 dice. I mean, I know it had the dice, but I forgot that these are the deluxe expansions, kind of like the Song of Sok-Sun and the Lions deck, whatever that one is. I have a hard time remembering all their names. So yeah, it's a little bit shocked to remember that this is going to be obviously, again, I knew the dice were going to be here, but I kind of forgot that because of that, we're going to have a big box. So it's got a deck box and everything with this. So let's go ahead and see, kind of a long awaited. About a month ago, they said that they had the shipping label, and I just kept checking my email every day or so to see when it was going to ship. And they finally got it shipped out the other day. It's here. This is the one I've been most excited about with the Ashes Reborn stuff, just something completely brand new. We've kind of discussed, Danny and I just kind of talked how far we might go with this. I don't know how many more Phoenix Born we really need, but I really wanted to get one with the new dice, of course. So we've got a very nice new deluxe box. Very nice. All right, so we've got our new, and this is very similar to the other boxes, even though I have not used them. I could see if you don't have other boxes, but most people normally have their own kind of deck boxes. I like the fact that this comes out by itself for the tokens. You put those in there. It looks like you can actually hold 2 decks in there. And then of course you've got a nice snug fit for those dice. So those dice look very nice. A nice kind of maroon color. We've got turtles, we've got the sand timer, the hourglass on there. All right, so let's go ahead and take a closer look at the cards themselves. Now this one might take me an extra minute to get this one unwrapped. Get my guitar player fingernails in here, and I hate to just poke it through here because sometimes I've scratched the sides of cards when I've done that, so I kind of have to be careful with that. All right, they're close. Bite off a corner. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, so actually, first of all, let's take a look at the Time and Magic card itself. All right, so we've got the Turtle Hourglass. So the Dice Power effect is a side action. Use the Turtle. Place 1 status token on a target unit control. You may remove 1 status target from a target unit or spell. Okay, so using status tokens. They haven't been used a lot in this game, so this could be great with Silver Snakes. I just thought of that. That would be great with Silver Snakes. Do a combination of Charm Magic and Time Magic with Silver Snakes. You could just automatically use this dice power if that's all you use the dice power for. Just using that and just keep using turtles and putting counters on snakes, that could fast forward the snake ability quite a bit. All right, so we've got Jericho herself. So she has a prepare side action, exhaust 1 hourglass, search your draw pile for 1 card and set it aside. Shuffle your draw pile, then place the set aside card on top of it. Okay, so basically, yeah, you're preparing your deck for your next draw, choosing which card you want to draw on your next turn. So, okay, could be pretty useful. Again, always finding a card that you'd like to have and be able to draw it. All right, so we got 3 copies of all of these. So we have Blink. All right, side and a basic. Remove a target unit from the game. At the end of this turn, place that unit onto its owner battlefield. All right, so by removing it from the game means that no effects could be used, couldn't be targeted, do anything, and then it comes back. So that's, I mean, it's powerful. It's taken out for a turn. You know, obviously you probably use that for some type of attack, so you could get your through, but your opponent doesn't completely lose it. Instead of just destroying it and removing it completely, it does come back at the end. Okay, so that's useful. So that could go on basically any deck because it's just a basic action for that one. All right, so we have summon the Time Hopper. Let's see what the Time Hopper, let's grab these out of here. Okay, so Time Hopper, we got the bunny. That seems fitting. Okay, so we summon the Time Hopper. Basically just a hourglass, of course, it's gonna be specific to the time dice. If this is focused and exhausted Time Hopper with one or more status tokens on it, you may take an additional Time Hopper or place an additional Time Hopper on your field. So you can have up to 4 Time Hoppers. Okay, we'll get to those in a second. Turtle Guard. So you can have up to 4 Time Hoppers, and her battlefield is 7. So that's a pretty big battlefield. So you can put up to 4 of those. So if that's focused, so that might be one you use with your prepare. Definitely put that in your opening hand. Put, and then her prepare is her basic ability. Yeah, and then focus that really quickly. If you control, so focus. Then if you control an unexhausted Time Hopper with 1 or more status tokens on it. So how did we add? Oh, so you'd have to use the the turtle side of the dice. Okay, so there's some combos, some synergy there. All right, so the Time Hopper, a 1/1 unit. When this comes into play, you may place a status token on another target unit. So yeah, I think I might do this with my snake deck. This sounds really good. All right, so there's the Time Hoppers. We've got 3 summoned Time Hoppers. All right, now we've got the Turtle Guard. So we have 2 Turtle Guards. So summon a Turtle Guard. It's both basic, or it's both main and a side action, so it's kind of pricey action-wise, even though it is only 1 basic, but it's going to take up both of your actions. So it can be here, main side. It is a 2/3, and a turtle, place a turtle conjuration. Focus 1. If you do not, you may place 1 exhaustion token on an unexhausted Turtle Guard you control to place 1 exhaustion target on a target unexhausted unit an opponent controls. Okay, so that's very wordy. Okay, so it says if you pay this, you may place a Turtle Guard onto your field. If you don't put a Turtle Guard, you may place 1 exhaustion token on an unexhausted Turtle Guard. So you definitely want to have 1 out at least. You control, so you could exhaust this one to put an exhaust on another unit. Okay, that makes a little bit more sense when you slow down and read that. Okay, so again, some kind of control by exhausting opponents. All right, Foresight. During the draw card step, you may draw 1 additional card. Okay, so this is a ready spell, so definitely that's going down on opening hand for sure. So look at the 1 hourglass. Again, most of these are pretty cheap. Look at the top 2 cards of a target player's draw pile. Place 1 of those cards on the bottom of that draw pile and place the other card on top of that draw pile. Okay, so it could be either one. It could be my deck, it could be an opponent's deck. So you could put a very powerful card on the bottom of their deck if we needed to. Okay, so again, 3 of those. Accelerate side action and an hourglass. Again, pretty cheap. Just a discard spell, draw a card, change 2 dice in your active pool to the side of your choice. You may take 2 additional side actions. Wow, very cool. And again, that's an hourglass one, so that would be specific to time dice. All right, so some units here. So we have a standard bearer, not too pricey. Okay, just main action and 2 dice, not too bad. Resourceful. When this unit comes into play, place 1 status token on this unit at the beginning of that player's turn. At the beginning of the player's turns phase, place 1 stat. So you basically, every turn you put 1 on here. Inspire. When this unit is declared as an attacker, you may choose a number of other attacking units up to the number of status tokens on this unit. Add 1 to that unit's attack value. Okay, so how many status tokens are on this? You could then buff up that many units when you attack. Okay, it's not bad. Take a little while to get going. Actually, not too bad. Take too much time. I mean, it's going to have 2 or 3 really quickly. If your opponent doesn't take that out, and it's a 3 life, a 1/3. If your opponent doesn't take that out, you could inspire a lot of your units. Okay, so another pretty easy, or not easy, but pretty low cost card. So this has Swift. After a unit comes into play on an opponent's battlefield, you may play this unit from your hand without paying its main action. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so if somebody, I can play this on somebody else's turn. There's not a lot of cards in Ashes that would allow you to play cards on others' turns, so this is nice. So as long as I hold out an hourglass, I can, so I don't, if I put this in my opening hand, I definitely don't play it, but I just make sure I have the hourglass. Then when it's my opponent's turn, then I definitely would play this one out afterwards. It's a 1/1 recover one. When it comes into play, draw a card. Okay, so I'd have an extra card again. So I think that's another opening hand one. All right, Flash Strike. Just an hourglass reaction spell, discard it. You may play the spell after an opponent has the choice to declare blockers or guard. Choose you can control with one or more status tokens on it. For the remainder of that turn, add 2 to the attack value and it gains the following ability. Quick Strike. While this unit is attacking, it deals damage before units in battle with it. So you get, most games call it First Strike, but that makes sense here. Okay, so I attack, then I play this after they declare blockers or guards. I guess I probably wouldn't play it if there's no blockers or guards, because then nothing would happen there. So I declare attackers. My opponent decides whether they're going to block or guard. Then I can put this with status. Anybody that has status tokens on it, add 2 to attack and Quick Strike. Okay. All right, Outmatched. 1 turtle, another reaction. You may play the spell after an opponent declares attackers. Add 4 to the attack value of a target unit you control. Okay, so you just basically buff that one up tremendously. Okay, and the last 3, Stasis. Side with an hourglass. After an opponent declares attackers, you may play this spell from your hand without paying its side action. Okay, so they declare attackers. I play an hourglass. This unit is considered to be exhausted. If it was declared as an attacker, it's no longer attacking. Unchained, so they can basically... Okay, so my opponent declares attackers. Boom. Throw this out for an hourglass. It's an alteration spell. Put it on that unit. And it's considered to be exhausted. So I'm wondering, because this stays on... Okay, so it's going to be, I think it's going to be exhausted. Stasis means you're locking it down, so I think it's going to be exhausted until they get rid of this. Okay, but I have to wait till they attack. Okay, so I decided to throw this in real quick. Here's my proposed opening 5 cards. And I learned this by watching Team Covenant. This is a good way to decide your opening 5 by putting your actual dice on your cards and seeing if you can pay for everything and how much dice you're going to need on your opening hand. All right, so the idea is I've got 2 extra dice here. Again, everything's pretty low cost as far as dice is concerned, so I think this is a good opening hand. Again, I'm always conscientious, or I'm always have, I don't know what to describe it, anxiety. I never feel, I don't have a lot of confidence sometimes when I'm drawing the first 5 or picking out the first 5. I've always kind of gone with the recommendations that came with the deck. So this one doesn't really have anything, so I'm looking here. Definitely put a dice here because of her ability. So I can search my draw pile. I think the idea is to, I don't know, I'm not necessarily turns yet as far as which one, but the idea is having the time hopper out. Obviously your conjurations are always good to have in your opening hands. But this one has the focus on it. Maybe focus the turtle guard as well, depending on how things are going. Maybe they've got a strong unit. Maybe if I'm playing against rhinos, maybe the turtle guard's better to put out first. But the idea is put out one of these, get these out, and then the reason for the dice here is to definitely use her spell soon after, at some point quickly in the game, so either getting extra time hopper out or doing the exhaustibility here. And then the Foresight, probably the last card I would play, just because it says during the draw step you may look at additional cards, but it does have an ability to look at the top 2 cards of a deck and manipulate the deck a little bit, so maybe if I need to, so that way I could have, so maybe use this ability to focus one of these, this to focus one of these, be able to put this on top. So this is put on top, this is put on top of your draw pile so that I know that at least the next two cards I get are the focused abilities of this. We'll see, but not, anyways, at least I get the extra card draw, which will be great. And then reserving this, probably not playing it on turn one, but make sure I've got the dice ready, which I should have easily. Make sure I have an hourglass ready. I'm not going to probably play this on my first turn. Save myself a dice. I don't know if I really need to do that or not. Maybe it's not good for my opening hand. We'll test that out because I won't have to pay the action cost for it, and I get kind of a free unit out. So that's kind of going to free up my dice a little bit, but I like the 2 extra dice that aren't kind of locked in. Like, I know I don't need these on these sides because I'm going to be a little bit more free if I roll poorly, hopefully, between these 2 extras. Because sometimes when I've set up my dice and I'm like using everything, I've got to roll almost perfectly or do a lot of meditating to get my dice, to get my cards, and I do like the option of having this. And then at some point playing this one here, probably on turn 1 as well from there. So I've got the Foresight, Summon Turtle Guard, Standard Bearer, Swift Messenger, Time Hopper, and Jericho Reborn. If you guys have any other suggestions of first 5 from what you've seen, or if you have this deck, let me know in the comments below, and we'll see if that works. All right, so there we go. There's the Jericho deck. Some interesting things on there. There's some nice, good cards that are just going to be generic for any deck. Most of them are time-specific dice, but there are a few of these I could see, again, putting in my Mayoni Snake deck and making a big difference with that, going from there. All right, so there's the Jericho Reborn from the Ashes Reborn set. Something I've been looking forward to most of everything since then. And we'll have a playthrough up of this very soon in the future. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye-bye.